Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Brownstone. I'm your host, Dr. Michele, and you are listening to Numbers Don't Lie, where you learn to get out your feelings so you can make the best decisions for yourself, your family, and your business. So, all month, we've been talking about love because February is the month of love. So, you've heard me talk to parents and women and other marriage counselors. And we're talking about love with self and love with family. Last week, we talked to women. Now, this week, we're going to be talking to the men in another episode of Ignoring Data in the Pursuit of Love. Now, you're probably wondering, if this is your first time tuning in with us, what does love and data have to do with each other, Dr. Michele? Well, you got to keep listening. You could also check out the other episodes from this month, but this is going to be good. I have some special guests with me because clearly I'm not a man. I have special guests with me, and they're going to just give you some great gems to take away if you're dating, in a relationship, or even married. There is something here for everyone. So if you know other men that's always choosing the wrong person, please go ahead and ping them, because let me tell you right now, this show is live and it will not rerun. Okay, so you got to get it today. If you're listening, try to rewind real quick, because you're not going to see it again. All right. You have to subscribe to the Brownstone to be able to get the full replay. All right. So let me stop holding up. I know you're like, who you got up in there, Dr. Michele? But let me go ahead and start bringing my guests on. I'll allow them to introduce themselves to you. All right. First, we have Eric. Hi, Eric.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for having us. What's going on, Dr. Michele?
You know, tell us about yourself.
Hey, all is well. Well, I'm your boy, E-Rock Nim of Marriage Takeover, where we help couples win in their marriage by identifying their triggers and breaking generational cycles. So I've been married 24 years, plus 24 will be 25 this year. But yeah, that's pretty much me. We have a ball. We enjoy life. And we pretty much live this love thing, this marriage thing to the fullest.
I love it. All right. Next, we're going to bring on Francisco.
Hey, thank you, Dr. Michele, for having me. My name is Francisco, better known as Six Figure Cisco, the owner of ProSnap Booth. ProSnap Booth creates elevated photo booth experiences for once-in-a-lifetime special events. So we take pictures for all types of events. If you're having an event, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, but I will travel.
All right. So you on this men's panel. So what's your relationship status?
You know.
They don't know.
Oh, yeah. You asking for the audience. Yeah, I've been married for 7 years. 7 years.
You look so young. How is that possible?
When you find the one, you know. You just know.
All right.
So yeah, I was 27 when I got married.
I'm gonna keep my comments to myself because I thought I'd been married around that time too. But we're gonna move on. All right. Now, the final panelist is LeBaron. Welcome, LeBaron.
Hey, thank you for having me, Michele.
Yes,
Dr. Michele. Yeah. Well, my name is LeBaron Durant. I am IT by day, but real estate investor and credit repair by night. And on the road to be 2 comma club. So yeah, there's that. And relationship, I have been married 17 years. So I got married at 24. So
wow.
Yeah.
He knew.
Been married for a while and learned a lot and still learning. Like it's a moving target. So that is my relationship expertise.
Well, all right. Let me tell you, the studio audience is already popping. Let me let me let you know what some of them are saying, okay?
Yeah, we can't hear them.
3
what some of them are saying.
I got a little brother.
I know good men, okay? I know good men.
I'm sorry,
they're wonderful brothers, so I understand why they're asking the question. Okay.
Hey.
Let's get into today's show. So we have men that are married, but they've all been single at some point. So again, we can cover a lot of ground. So whether you're listening, you're married, you're single, you're engaged, these men have been the whole life cycle. Okay. All right. So our first question is, what are some of the biggest red flags that men ignore when dating or in a relationship? Now, let me just let you know, the women have already answered this. So if you listening, you hear what the women have to say, and then you hear what the men have to say, and then you judge yourself accordingly. So I'm gonna repeat the question. Now I'm gonna start with you, Eric. What are some of the biggest red flags that men ignore when dating or in a relationship?
One of the biggest red flags that I have noticed is that a lot of times those fellas don't really recognize when that female really holding them down. You know what I'm saying? So I was talking with one brother, I guess I'll say, to the point where like literally they were dating at this, they're dating when he just proposed, but they were dating. He lost his job, but she still like hung in there with him, like, look, Slim, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. From the part that I love about it is that she had nothing to hide, defend, or prove. And so that she was able to still be herself with her dreams, her hopes, but also still hold her man down. And so he was like, yo, E, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm like, dude, you better put a ring on it because you didn't always catch that. I said, so it's like, so it gets to that point to what hold us back, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, what are those red flags that you're seeing? Because at this point, she's not being, you know what I'm saying, it's not negative. She ain't tearing you down. She building you up. So it's like now it was his personal red flags. And a lot of times as men, we don't really see the greater good because we still see our issues that we're still trying to work through. So that was when we kind of ignore the data that's in front of our face because we're so busy still looking at our own personal data.
That's good. Now he said it. I didn't. He said we ignore the data. I didn't even say data yet in this conversation, but did y'all see how it's tied together? Because it really is just, I'm taking in information and I'm able to make a decision. So that's how love and data go together. So Eric, you said a whole bunch. You're gonna have to circle back because I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back to that. Cisco, what you got? What are some red flags that men tend to ignore when dating or in a relationship?
Yeah, I like what you said, Eric. But I'm gonna say two things, and I hope I don't hurt no feelings out here. I hope nobody takes this personal. But from my experience, two red flags. If she likes to stay out very late at night with the girls hanging out, that's a red flag. Also, if she spends a lot of money on clothes, shoes, just things that will end up getting expensive. Liabilities. Yeah, liabilities. Those are red flags to me. And like I said, I hope I don't hurt any feelings. I'm coming direct. Coming direct.
Don't be nervous, bro. I say what shit.
Direct. I'm coming direct. But no, for real. You asking for red flags? I'm giving them to my brothers out there, younger brothers. Y'all dating, y'all getting to know her. You feel like you're in love, and then she always asking you for money. I don't know. You might want to check them finances, see what she's spending on, and double back around and make sure this is what you want to sign up for, because it can lead to some problems in the future.
And that's a good point, because someone came in the audience and it said staying out late is a red flag. What does that translate into in a relationship? Like if you date someone that like stay out late, like what comes of that later when you guys are together?
Oh, I mean, bad habits die hard. You know, like people can change, but if that's what they're doing when you're dating them, then you're gonna be at home in the bed and she's gonna be out with the girls. You know, so you might want to check that before you step into that.
I think that might look like disrespect.
I'm not saying that guys don't do it too. I'm just giving you from a man.
No, this is what we want because we already heard from the ladies. Okay.
Yeah, it's from a male point of view. You don't want to be at home by yourself and your girl partying all night, coming home 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and you like, where you been all night? And she ain't talking right. She's slurring.
Hold on. Can I ask a question real quick?
Go ahead, ask a question. Look, this show may go totally different. So go ahead.
I just want to know something, right? So is this like in the relationship, or is this in the courting phase, or is this what I'm looking at?
Because, it could be either one. So like while you're dating, you
dating?
Me, you ain't my man. I'm still
okay.
Right. But even in relationships before you get married, you can still see some stuff that you didn't see. So either one.
Because I mean, okay. I just wanted to make sure I was clear on
if you dating and you aren't official, like y'all haven't, put a title on it, then there's some wiggle room. But if y'all are official and that there's a title there, then yeah, you gotta certain things you just can't do anymore. What you laughing at? I see some comments.
Your audience is funny. You keep talking, Cisco.
You can disagree.
Right.
Hey, I want to hear the rebuttals because then it's going to help me.
We'll circle back.
It's your red flags. You speak your truth.
I want to hear what LeBaron has to say. He made one of y'all. Go ahead, LeBaron.
Well, I mean, I guess I got 3. So lying, that goes without saying. Just for no reason, just lying. And of course, if you catch her in a lie or catch them in a lie, that's going to continue throughout the relationship. And I think ignoring your feelings is another one. And just example, like if you tell them something that you don't like and they ignore that completely. Ooh. And they keep doing those things. Because like if you, just like Francisco was saying, if you tell them, I don't really like you staying out late, and they ignore that like completely, you don't have another conversation about that, I think that's a red flag. And then I think the best way to say this is like using information against you that was confident information. Just so like if you tell them like my mom used to make me do the dishes and I hate doing dishes, and they come back and say, or they use that against you somehow, some way, where they know that's a trigger for you, mm-hmm. and they yell at you for not doing the dishes, and they know that already is a trigger for you. I think those are red flags.
That's good. That's good. You want to feel safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think I just thought of another one too, but putting comparison, putting past people's issues on you. So my ex used to do this and they used to do that, and putting that on you. So I think those are all red flags for me.
So not being healed, like you coming in with still some old stuff that's real fresh on the back of your neck.
Yes.
And you bringing that into the relationship.
Yes.
Go ahead, Eric. I seen that finger to the chin. You got to say something profound.
I was trying my best, because it's like when you sit back and look at it, as much as we try ourselves to be coming into a relationship, as much as we try to be whole, we all carry some form of baggage. Mm-hmm. And so all of us, we have to recognize what baggage are we willing to take. Mm-hmm. And so in that, it's like, okay, listen, when you look at it, there are just times where you have those times of where you want to know if you're going to deal with a person that's disrespectful, or one that's not trustworthy, one that's very controlling. When you begin to look at these, especially because, I ain't gonna lie, now you got some women out there that's very aggressive too. So it's like, okay, what do I want to deal with? Mm. And so, because when we begin to look at those red flags, I my thing is, I hate to put it out there, but, I ain't gonna lie, my wife, she's awesome, but it wasn't like that in the beginning.
Is she on?
So I am closed off to myself. But in the beginning, it was like, okay, I see these red flags, but I'm willing to take them. I'm willing to take them because the one thing about it, because when everybody brings on a certain persona, but when that individual get comfortable, after we done made it after we done put a title on that thing, now the red flags coming out that we didn't recognize before. It's like, whoa, I did not see this when we had dinner. You know what I mean? And so that way, and that is like, okay, now am I willing? Because, a lot of our red flags come from a place of hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, do I want to take that? So that was the one thing I wanted to kind of bring out. I apologize if I jump in there.
Hold on real quick, Cisco. Hold on real quick, because I know you got something you want to drop. But I have to remind the people of who they listening to, because they might just start tuning in. You're like, what are they talking about? You are listening to KCCR, the Brownstone. You're listening to Numbers Don't Lie, Love Edition. I'm your host, Dr. Michele. And you can find me on the brownstoneworldwide.com, where we post different articles about the topics that we're talking about right now. Also, you can get out your feelings and make the best decisions for yourself, your family, and your business. Now, we talked about a lot of stuff this month, and even last month, we talked about money. When we talk about money and relationships, having your feelings and your emotions tangled up can lead to some devastating, detrimental consequences. So that's the importance of us really understanding. When I say numbers don't lie, that's what we're really trying to talk about, really understanding the facts so you can really make clear decisions that are good for you and you're not going to regret. All right, I had to just get that out there so they know who they're listening to, all that jazz. All right, Cisco.
No, I was just gonna say that red flags are different for different people, right? So just piggybacking off of what everyone was saying, there's some universal red flags like honesty.
Yeah,
that's big, right? If you can't be honest with me, then that's a huge red flag. But then there's other things, like you said, there might be baggage from a previous experience or a relationship that you're just dealing with, but other people might be able to deal with it. So
like some people may not mind a girl staying out.
Yeah, some people don't mind that. So each person, like, they're gonna have different red flags, like, experiences. For me, me and my wife, we get along very well in those areas. We don't have any issues there. So, but I feel like if I had to deal with those, it would make the marriage like so much harder. That's why I put those up as red flags. But like the universal, honesty, trust, like you can't get around some of the universal ones.
Even though some people try. I'm like, you can't see they be lying.
Yeah.
Fine, but he lied.
and they bad liars. I be like, are you slow?
I used to be white, but now I'm black.
Right.
All right, so I think we got the red flags out the way. So let's go to the next one. So think about the opposite side of the spectrum. What are some green flags that people tend to ignore? And for us, green flags are the same thing as good data. So like that's the good stuff that we want to take in and process. So let's go the opposite way. LeBaron, what are some green flags that people maybe take for granted when they're dating or starting to date?
So I think a big green flag is recognizing growth. So once just like I was saying before, if you give them those things that you do not, some of the things that you don't like, you have conversations with them, and communication is super big for all of this, because if you don't tell them your expectations, then they'll never know. So, but recognizing growth is one of the green flags that I would say, like, once you tell them things that you like or that you don't like, then they take that information in and you see them growing from that information. So let's say they do go out late at night and you tell them you don't like them going out late at night. And they're like, all right, well, can I go out maybe 2 nights, or not can I go out, but like, I'm gonna go out 2 nights a week versus 5 nights a week now. And then later on, I only go out 1 night a week. So just recognizing growth there. And I think Another green one is that they're willing to go to bat for you. So even like let's say somebody in your family comes after them. I'm sorry. Let's say somebody in her family comes after me, and she doesn't even give me the chance like to go after that. She does it because that's her side of the family. So she's like, what we ain't gonna do, you know. So I think that's a real big green flag.
That's good. I love that. Shoot, as a woman, I like that too. All right, Cisco, what you got? Six figure Cisco?
I feel like something that you need to pay attention to. For me, a green flag is her relationship with her family and her relationship with God. Like, those two have to be in alignment for them to be green flags. When you see those two in alignment, you got a good one. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of things you can, you know, compromise and work it out, figure it out. But green flags for me, great relationship with family and a great spiritual relationship.
So I want you to expound a little bit on that. When you say family, take one or the other, or a good relationship with God, like, does it mean she just go to church and that's it? Like, what does that mean?
No, I mean, church is just the household, you know, it's a physical place, but it's your habits and the things that you do on a daily basis. So, you know, are you taking that time to, you know, to speak to the creator, to, you know, connect and tap in? Does she want to, you know, share that with you? So like, do y'all want to read the Bible together? Do y'all want to pray together? You know, do y'all want to do things together? And then also spending time with family, I think, is very important. So, you know, how often is she talking to her dad, or, you know, how often does she talk to her mom? Other family members, do they gather? Do they come together? Do they support each other? You know, that's huge for me. No man is an island, so we need one another. So I think, and it has to do with upbringing too. So like, I want to see what she brought up, right? You know, what type of family was she brought up into? Has to be a green flag for me.
I like that. I feel like that's safe. Most of that is very universal.
I'm the safe one now. Like, I can't.
Right, you started a little rocky. You was like, I don't know about this one.
Controversial. I was stepping on toes and you know.
But it's okay. That was a red or green flag for you. Like, everybody's not for Cisco. You have your person. That person's for you, and that's all that matters.
Right.
So we're gonna round it out with Eric, and this is gonna be our last question for this segment. I got more from these brothers, so you have to tune in on the next show to hear the rest. All right, Eric, what you got?
So one thing that I have come to understand, that us brothers, we always have what we call our checkbox. Our checkbox are all of our green flags. Ooh. So we already know, is the eyes there? Is the skin texture there? Is the trunk there? Does it shape correctly? You know, we have our lineup, if you will.
Come on,
so
come on, Eric.
So now that begins to draw me a little closer. So when we get there, it's like, okay, now how does she check out mentally? Does she flex with me? You know, can she see my needs as I see her needs? You know, that checkbox is like, do you recognize I'm hungry because I recognize that you're hungry? Are you still capable of making your own decision? And are you still capable of handling my decision? It's like, can we vibe together? So, you know, I look at it, it took me back to when me and my wife, when we first got married. Now we was 18, 19 when we got married. Wow. And it was like, listen, me and my wife, we argued like cats and dogs every day. Every day. But I would tell you, but we vibe. When I say we vibe, listen, I don't mean to put our business out there, but this part when I knew you was mine. Because this dude rolled up on me. So I'm about to handle business. She was like, nah, let's get him. Like, hold on, girl, police here. I got to hold you back. So it's like, it's how you vibe, because it was like, it gets to that point to where it's like, dang, you checked all of my green flags, all of them. And like for us men, we like to hunt. And so when we're hunting, listen, we ain't going after nothing that's not checking our flags. Because once you can check all of them from 1 to 9. If 10 is not checked, we peeling off. We peeling off.
Really?
That's just how we roll. I mean, fellas,
he's not wrong.
Listen, because once those main ones check, we can see all the red flags that's there. But once those right there, oh yeah, we can fix those as we continue to get to know one another. Because as long as these Jones right here line up, oh, we good. Oh, we good. We can work this out. We can, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, listen, like what man LeBaron said earlier. Listen, if I share something with you, that's us. That ain't for your girls. That ain't for your family. That ain't for. Listen, I remember
that ain't for an argument.
Listen, because every now and then, us men, we might start an argument just to make sure if you can still stand on your own. Like, hey, blah blah blah. What you mean? Like, okay, I just want to make sure we still there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, no, I don't need you getting soft on me because we got it. You know what I mean? And it's like, for me, it's when for us men, because it doesn't matter what type of woman you have. Everybody have their own desire. Mm-hmm. But when that woman check, and it's both, because a lot of times, what y'all sisters say, and he just wants your booty. No. The booty did let us know we need to look this way. But when I say hello, how you respond? Okay, I might be intrigued, or that might be a red flag for me. So it's how you responded when we step up to you and be like, yo, shawty, how you feeling? So I'm not a shawty. Okay, all right, I got you, I understand. But again, it's when all of those green flags are checked, now we begin to move forward.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just learned a lot. Do y'all all have how many of these check boxes? Is it like 6, 7?
There's a core. Like everybody is different. Yeah, everybody is different, but there is a core check box or a core list that you have to meet.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So look at it like this. Look at it like this. And from my standpoint, every man is a lion. Meaning we can handle our own. So when we're looking for a lioness, we want to know if that lioness can still handle her own and go get the grub if I can't get it at this moment.
That's good. I think just listening to what the ladies were saying last week, I feel like it takes a special type of man to have that perspective. But they're gonna have to hear about that next time, because y'all, we done rap for a while. We've been up here for almost 30 minutes, and pretty much that's today's show. So y'all, that means you have to come back next time this show airs to hear about ignoring dating pursuit of happiness and what these men have to say. Again, I've been your host, Dr. Michele. You've listened to Numbers Don't Lie, and you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Mogul Beginnings. That's MOGUL, Mogul Beginnings. And I talk about all this stuff all the time. I serve nonprofits and business owners, helping them understand their data so they can make the next best decision, because emotional ones will run you out of business. Okay. So I'm just taking over to the love lane this month. That's it. Same concept. So if you're business owners, please connect with me. Follow me. I post content on a regular basis. You can also find me on brownstoneworldwide.com. Every word is spelled like the English word, brownstoneworldwide.com. We have Eric. Eric, how can they follow you?
You can follow me.
Sorry.
It's all good. You can follow me because, it's your boy E-Rock now. You can follow me at Marriage Takeover. All things social media at Marriage Takeover, marriagetakeover.com.
All righty. LeBaron, what about you? How can they find you?
They can find me on IG at DURANTFRE. So that is Durant, Florida Real Estate. So that's where you can find me.
Durant. This is my first time. I was today years old when I know your name. Last name is pronounced Durant. I was saying Durant, and I was probably spelling it wrong too. I'm sorry in advance.
There's two different camps, but I mean, I won't correct people that say Durant because apparently people can't spell it unless you say Durant. If you say Durant, they spell it wrong. So
I can see that. We trying to sound it out. I mean, dang, you know what I'm saying? Looks like we lost Cisco briefly, but you can follow Six Figure Cisco at the Photo Booth Man on Instagram. He posts great content as well. So again, I want to say thank you to the fellas for hanging out with me today. Remember, this is Numbers Don't Lie. Getting out of your feelings to make the best decision for yourself, your family, and your business. And for this month, in your love life and your relationships. Until next time, come back so you hear the rest of the story now. What I got to say, because I think they might share a little more tea about themselves because E-Rock is dropping them. But I feel like Durant. I feel like Durant was holding back. So we're going to come back next time and hear what I have to say. Until next time, I'm Dr. Michele. Have a great rest of your day, guys.